Good day to everybody out there. This is See Thy Wealth, Water Your Health, Drink a water. Just cut my mic on. I didn't know that was off. But as I mentioned a few days ago, we are out here getting a lot of these mango trees cut down. I'm gonna probably give you guys a little tour of the front right-hand side of the property. And Cleo, come. Show you guys how we've cleared the underbrush and how the forest is set up and how I just love it because I'm able to walk through it without any problems and without any disturbances. But as you can see behind me, a lot of the mango trees have come down. Maybe you could see it now a little bit better. Probably won't be able to see it as good as I'd like you to see it until I'm able to walk through it. But they're kind of organizing everything that they cut down and setting up different burn piles and piles for things to kind of be out of the way so it just doesn't look so chaotic. But no, I'm going to give you guys a little tour here, show you guys the avocado tree that I had pruned, and it's actually growing back in a really good way. Some bananas growing up here, some coconuts growing up here. Got my star fruit, my kaimito, my star apple, plum, soursop, mulberry, and several other fruit trees that I can't even think of. I think we got an apple tree. We got a couple Malay apples. Got some breadfruit trees. Actually, let's turn this around so you can see. This is one side of the property here. A couple coconut palms up in there. And I still haven't been able to show you guys the back side of the property. We just kind of got that all cleared up recently. But that side of the property right there is not what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you this side over here. But you'll realize that I've got to watch the ground a lot because, you know, these animals out here, some of them are deadly, especially these snakes that are really, really poisonous. Some of the most poisonous snakes on the planet live here. So you've got to be very, very careful. And I tell you, these weeds, they grow back so fast. I don't even call them, whatever these little things are, I'll show you a picture of them or a video. There's a coconut there. Planted that one there. Probably can't see it from here, but that one there. Kind of created a little path going around the driveway of the coconuts. Got that one there. All right. This one over here. So as they grow, they'll be coming around and lining the entire length of the driveway pretty much. This one over here. Of course, we got our banana growing in up there. Honestly, I'm surprised by this banana tree. I didn't even know it was up here. I realized it maybe like a week ago. You can see the bananas up there. And this one here, this is another fruit tree. I'm not sure. One of the guys told me what it was. I think he said it was like some type of apple. Not the apples that we're used to in the States, but, and this right here is my avocado tree. This is the avocado tree that I've had. It got pruned, as you can see. It was already producing, flowering, and giving us major avocados, but the permaculture guy told me to trim it, really do a hard prune. And when they come back in, it'll come back in like in abundance. So that's what I did. I'm gonna walk through this way. It's a lot of snakes that like to hang out under this stuff here. So I just wanna be really, really careful. And then I'll turn it back around so you guys can see. In fact, let's go this way. I don't really want to take a chance because some of them, they blend in really, really well with the grass and a lot of that stuff. But no, I'm just so proud of everything that has been accomplished here. And we're almost out of the rainy season. So I'll be doing a lot more planting, although I probably, and people say you should plant during the rainy season. But the thing about it here is this is my first year here. I haven't even been here for about almost about 7 months, excuse me, almost. And if you don't see where the water collects and ends up at on the land, you can end up planting trees that really don't do well because you didn't pay attention to where things were and where the water ended up, and then the trees don't do so well because they may not need a lot of water, if that makes any sense. And I'm gonna turn you guys around now. And this is kind of like the beginning of where we'll start to do some planting. I want to do some planting up in here, but as you can see, these little things right here, they come back so fast. And we just had all these cut maybe like a week and a half ago. And it just comes back really, really fast. So here is where we did all the underbrush and had all of this stuff cleared up in here. You know, as you can see, it starts to get a little bit more. Look at all these ants. And they're just going. Wow. They're just going. But you got to be careful because some of these ants bite. And they bit the dogs one time and she swelled up really bad. But as you can see here, we have this incredible, all these burn piles is from just us clearing the underbrush. And one thing the permaculture guy said was, don't rake up anything. Leave everything as it sits. Take all the big branches and sticks and stems and all that stuff and put that in a pile. But all the leaves, that is your natural mulch. And that's what keeps the soil rich. Got a path over there that kind of leads. Let me show you the coconut tree right here. So we're going to cut down, as the bamboo is beautiful, so beautiful. Lots of bamboo. Use some of that to build and whatever else we can think of to use it for. These people are so crafty and clever. But here's our coconut, another coconut palm here, one down here next to it, one behind, you know, over there. And so what we're going to do is all of these little trees up in here, all of these little ones, the little twigs and sticks, the ones that are up, that one there that's hanging, that's leaning over, we're going to cut all of these down, not the big ones. So I'm going to show you. So all of these little ones here, like that one, all of those right there that you can see, all of these that you see. Now, when we get to this big one here, we're keeping this. We're keeping this big one here and that big one there. And this one right here is a herb. It's called the gumbo limbo. This one here is called the gumbo limbo. Grows really tall. So all of these trees, this one here, we're cutting down all in this particular area here. And then we'll put in some fruit trees where these trees are, because these aren't really producing anything. They're just here. So we're going to get rid of all of these and put fruit trees in the spaces there. And then once we knock some of those trees down, some of those coconuts that are over there, they'll start to produce more because they're getting sun. A lot of these trees are blocking out the sun. We're going to keep the big trees, all the big trees. In fact, these big trees like this one in front of me that we're coming to, they say I can get anywhere from $250 to $400 a tree, which is incredible. So when it's time to cut those down, that's what we'll do. We'll sell them. But we're not going to cut them down until we actually absolutely have to. And most of these trees up in here are those trees that are worth money. And I'm not really looking to make any money at this point, not from any trees. We'll only sell them because we have to get rid of them. And we'll plant fruit trees in their spaces. We don't want to take down the trees and not put anything back. When we take something away, we want to put it back. What do you guys think about this forest though? How we've got it cleaned up so we can actually walk through without having to, you know, peel back a bunch of bush and vines and debris and not able to see anything. I think this is just, it's amazing what they've done. And as you can see, they've gotten it all organized. I mean, some of this stuff needs to be a little bit more organized, but for the most part, we've done an incredible job out here. And I'm really, really excited for what's to come in the future. And we're taking it slow. We're not trying to grow super fast. I'm gonna take you guys through, and my house is there, of course, as you can see. And then eventually, and I'm saying about 3 to 5 years, we'll get rid of most of these trees here, right? We'll get rid of most of these trees, and then it'll be fruit instead. So as we grow the food forest, a lot of these trees that don't produce fruit will be gone, you know. But until then, we'll continue to keep swapping out these San Juan trees for fruit trees. That's the house. And then as you see, you come around here. This is where my garden was. We had to pull everything up because it wasn't doing so well because of the wee ants were kind of taking everything and eating all the seeds. And even when things were coming up, they were taking the leaves. And that's the back portion of the property. Goes back that way. And as we're coming up on the creek over this way. So we got a little path here before we had all the underbrush cleared that was kind of bordering the creek. And if you can hear, you might not be able to hear it, but you can actually hear the creek. It sounds like a small waterfall. I'm gonna try to pull the camera up so you could see. Maybe you could see like the creek. Maybe I could take you back over here. I don't really go this way all too often. But you'll see some of the creek. When it rained a couple weeks ago with that flood, there it is. Kind of goes that way. Hey. So we'll go this way. Cleo, come. Oh, she's up there eating something she's not supposed to. Maybe some coconut. So this is the path here that goes all the way back to the front of the property. And as we just passed 3 coconut trees that are actually mature. As you can see, there's some coconuts up there. There's 2 coconuts here. 3 coconuts in front of you. This one is producing. The one next to it has some hanging off of it. And then there's one after that has a few hanging off of it as well. This one right here is that's the local coconut tree. That one there is the green coconut. And then we have our path. Come. And so the path goes all the way back to the front of the property. You know, I tell you, it's so much nature here, so much life, so much abundance. It's almost, it's so much energy, it's magnetic. And I tell you, when I walk through here and I'm feeling down, it helps me. It does bring me back. It helps my mind. Doesn't cure and everything, but it's definitely a great feeling to be able to walk through here and it's all mine. God put this here. They got a coconut tree right here. This one isn't producing because of the trees that are covering it up. And I was thinking about getting the one next to it taken down, this one here. I think this is a oak or something, pine, or I don't know what it is. Sorry, but got some bamboo. This is just one incredible property. My coconuts, as I showed you earlier, just came back around from the other side. And yeah, this is basically the front right portion of my property here. And you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. But, we got so much further to go. A lot more work to get done here. And one thing we all have to do is start to purchase our own land so we can produce our own food, because we really don't know what the grocery stores are putting in, or the farmers that work with the grocery stores are putting in our food, what they're putting in the food. You have to really, 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 and not only that, but the way things are going in the planet today, we really want to be able to produce our own food, because if they stop transportation of the trains, the planes, the trucks, 18-wheelers, and any other form of transportation, then you really don't have any way to feed yourself, because you were relying on those people and those entities to provide everything. So we got to take our power back, and we have to start producing our own food. growing our own crops, making sure we're not putting any pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, and everything else on these foods just so they'll grow. And that's one of the main reasons why my garden wouldn't grow, is because I refused to put anything on my food. I just rather not have any than to put something on them until I figure out a natural way to actually do it. Then I won't do it, you know, and we haven't figured that out yet. So I think what I'm going to try is some garden beds that are high, about 2 feet off the ground, maybe 3 feet off the ground, fill them up and just do it that way. Because I'm not really looking to sell vegetables. I want to eat them. Now the fruit is another thing. The fruit trees will grow like it's like weeds here. But the vegetables and all that stuff, and even the botanical fruits like tomatoes, they will, you know, get a hold of those too. But in fact, we got some tomatoes and peppers back there growing. I have some okra that did really well. The callaloo, they ate that. They ate the arugula, the cilantro, the cucumber. They ate a lot of things that they probably shouldn't have. But you know, it is what it is. This is what we do. We learn, we get better, we alter, we adjust, and then we'll execute and get things done the right way eventually. So, you know, but one thing we're not going to do is give up. The one thing we're not going to do is sit here and just feel defeated. We're going to win. And once we win, we'll show you guys. We'll show you guys the losses where we lost the whole goddamn garden. So why not show you the win? You know, it's just, everything isn't peaches and cream. And I haven't even been able to show you guys the back of the property yet. We'll show you that probably in a couple months, about a month or so, when everything is dried up and everything. And then we'll be able to, you know, feel good about doing or going back there. But, you know, in the meantime, I appreciate y'all for watching the video. If you guys could hit the like button, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And let me know what you think in the comments about the property here. With that, this is See Thy Wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water.